Hey everybody, and welcome to the Anfield Eye. Once again, I want us to go from doubters to believers. And I want to give you a very, very important message. The important message is that even though we drew at Everton, I think that's a good result. I'm going to let you know why drawing at Everton is a good result. But my God, red card madness. Did you watch the match? It was absolutely crazy. I really don't know where to start with this match. We didn't seem to play well, and we never seemed to play well at Goodison. And the reason for that, I guess, is because Everton are so good, and they're constantly pressing us. It's a very physical game. A lot of our players are quite lightweight, and your Diaz were kind of stumbling here and stumbling there, and they weren't quite with it. And if you haven't played in a Merseyside derby before, you're going to be pretty much overwhelmed. And a lot of our players, they look quite overwhelmed. Everton, on the other hand, looked pretty much up for it. And they were going to give us a tough match. I knew they were going to give us a tough match. I knew when the match got rescheduled back in December that Everton were going to give us a good match. And if you really think about it, a draw at Everton at Goodison is actually a good result because Everton really wanted to win. Oh my God, they really wanted to beat Liverpool, put a massive dent in our Premier League campaign. And so what did we do? We went there. We took our time. We played professionally. We kind of we mumbled our way through at times in the game. And then we kind of got a lead. Mo Salah didn't do anything all match. Bang, scores a goal. Okay, thank you very much, Mo Salah, for that contribution. You've literally won us the Merseyside derby. So all we had to do in that match was we had to keep the ball. That's all we had to do. We had 5 minutes, 6 minutes, we had probably 10 minutes from the point where Mo Salah scored the goal. I think we probably had, with that added time, we had about 15 minutes. So what should we have done? We should have controlled the game. We should have controlled the game. We should have passed the ball and let Everton come on to us and try to hit them on a counter and score a third goal. We didn't do that, unfortunately. It was probably a lapse of concentration from the players. Everton did what Everton do, which was just ping the ball into the penalty area, and it bounced here. It came off that person's head. It came off that person's head, and it bounced into the path of Tarkowski, who just went bang. Now, Tarkowski can shoot that ball probably 100 times, and he probably, the ball, he kicks it out of the stadium, okay? But on that one occasion, the ball hits the back of the net. Okay, fine, fair enough. Put your hands up. Say, okay, you've won the match. The way the Everton fans celebrated, hey, look, you know what? I'm not going to diss them. I'm not going to say, well, it was a bit of a low blow or something like that. They won the World Cup. That's Everton fans for you, I can understand why Everton have constantly, for the last maybe 20, 30 years, lived in the shadow of Liverpool Football Club. Here is, literally just down the lane, you have a club that is consistently winning Champions Leagues, is constantly winning League Cups, FA Cups, fighting for the Premier League. And then you have Everton, who are literally just kind of mid-table, fighting relegation every, for a couple of weeks every season. And so therefore, for them to equalize against Liverpool was a big thing. So well done. Congratulations. Virgil van Dijk, in his comments after the match, was spot on. We take the draw, we move on. It is what it is, okay? And there's nothing derogatory about it, Look at the way Everton celebrated. Look at the way their fans piled onto the pitch. Look at the way their players were riling the Liverpool supporters. And you could pretty much come to the conclusion they'd won the World Cup. It was a cup final for them, and they'd won the cup final. But they didn't. They got a point. And what's more important is that their point is probably going to be good for them because it saves them from relegation. But the point for Liverpool and the point for us is that we go 7 points clear at the top of the table. So we didn't lose the match. We didn't get nil point. Okay, we got 1 point, and that puts us 7 points clear at the top of the table. Now we just brush ourselves off and we say, right, we move on, we're going to carry on, and we're going to play Wolves at Anfield, and we are going to continue on our hunt for the Premier League. Arne Slot kind of, did lose control, but I can understand why he lost control, because Konate, would in another match in the Premier League, he'd probably get fouled for that. And the referee would blow the whistle and it would be a Liverpool kick. So I can understand why Arne Slot, there were a lot of decisions that went against Liverpool in that match. Therefore, I can understand Arne Slot's at the sidelines watching Mo Salah get fouled at the Everton end, and the referee just playing on, and Everton players diving here and diving there and getting free kicks and scoring goals out of it. So I can see why Arne Slot was a little bit riled at the end of the match. And what really kind of like topped it all over was, Curtis Jones getting sent off. Was he right or was he wrong? In my opinion, he was right. You don't go to the opposition fans and you don't rile them up. And Decore did that. He did it in front of the Liverpool players. All the other Liverpool players were probably, not non-local, like your Nunez and the South American players. But the local lad turned around and thought, no, I'm afraid I can't have that. I'm going to have to intervene here, and I'm going to have to escort this player to his own fans. And so it all boiled over, it all spilled over, and it was all a little bit of a mess at the end of the match. But you see, what happened was that when we all piled in at the end of the match, it kind of like gave the impression that we were really angry and upset about not taking the 3 points. And we were. But I think the players with, level-headed players, your Van Dijks and everybody else, were probably sitting there and looking around Goodison Park and thinking, we got a point here. Okay, let's take that. I'll take that. If you'd have said to me a month ago or before the game, we're going to get a point from this match, I'll take it. So therefore, I don't really think that, Curtis Jones, I applaud you. I mean, I really do. Yeah, he did the right thing. And if I had a player that played for my team and the other opposition player came over to the away fans and started riling them up, I'd want there to be a bit of a reaction. And that's what Curtis Jones showed. He showed a reaction. He showed a bit of passion. I wish sometimes when Curtis Jones is playing for Liverpool on the pitch, that he showed that same level of passion, that urgency, that anger to get into the box, to shoot, to pass it. Maybe that's a pivotal change in the life and times of Curtis Jones. We don't know, okay? But then Arne Slot came on, he got sent off. Michael Oliver didn't really have a great match. He really did let himself down, and it is what it is. But hey, at the end of the day, we move on. We go to Wolves are coming to Anfield. We play Wolves at Anfield, and you know what? I think that I'd take a draw. I'd take a draw at Goodison. I really would. If they would have beaten us, then that would have been like this video will probably be a different tune. Okay, and I'd probably be effing and blowing, and I'd be like, oh, what the hell's going on? Okay, but we're still aiming for the magic Premier League champions. So let's not, take our focus away from the war. Okay, we may lose battles here and there, but we need to win the war, and that's what we're doing here. We're continuing small little pigeon steps to win the war for the Premier League, and we need to win our home matches at Anfield. That's all we need to do. We need to win all our home matches at Anfield, and then we need to win a couple of away games, and nobody can catch us then. Nobody can catch us. We are Premier League champions 2024-2025. So the hunger remains. The focus is still there. And I'm pretty impressed with Virgil van Dijk. Every interview, he's just so calm, so collected. We move on. We move on. It is what it is. We move on. Next match, next match, next match. And that's what you want. So everybody, I think we are still on the right track. It's a blip in the road. Tell me what you like in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.